Okay, well, for those who are interested, that took about 5 minutes.
Yeah, you did have to help me though. It is.
Two of us, yes, that's a good point.
It is. Even this stuff, even though it's for basic infantry, still quite difficult to get on yourself.
Yeah.
Especially the breastplate. The other stuff you can pretty much do, but the breastplate is quite hard work.
Yeah.
So I normally would wear my mail underneath as well, so I'd have like mail down to there.
Yes.
Because obviously otherwise there's nothing on the back at all.
Yeah.
The straps on it go across the back. There would be a strap that goes around the waist, but because I always wear a sword, you often see in reenactments there's too many belts and straps, so I don't want that. So I just always use the sword belt.
Yeah.
Which holds on around the waist. I don't know. You might notice it's quite a high waist on armour. So
right.
It's like much higher than normal sort of like trousers. It's like right up here. This is pretty comfy stuff.
Yeah. I mean, from helping you put that on, the one thing I noticed as a gamer rather than a reenactor is that when painting miniatures, I thought that the sword was a separate hanging thing off the belt here.
Yeah.
But the whole thing is the sword belt.
Yeah, that's right.
This is one thing. What's that called?
The scabbard.
No, this arrangement. That's just the belt, isn't it? I suppose.
Yeah, that's the sword belt. Yeah.
But that's all one piece. Painting figures, I thought that was one thing, and that's another thing.
Well, sometimes that was the case because scabbards weren't made with the swords.
Right.
So they were quite throwaway items, I think.
Yeah.
So you definitely could have something where maybe the parts that attached to the belt weren't the same.
Yeah.
I mean, medieval were just like us. A lot of stuff was, kind of
mix and match.
Yeah. And also they didn't. If you look at a lot of even really high status swords, things don't match properly, and they weren't as perfectionist as we are about the way we look at things. Although they had really amazing craftsmanship.
Yeah.
Little details sometimes didn't bother them like they do us.
Yeah, and the helmet as well, sort of on figures, they seem to be much more close, don't they? Whereas there, it does come out from your head quite a bit because it's giving you that protection, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, and this one, because you see a lot of people in reenactment will wear a separate head thing, but this one, it does actually have it's all internal.
Yes. Yeah.
So you don't have to have anything on your head at all. It's just and you can adjust this to adjust the fit of the helmet.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been hit on this quite a few times, to be fair. But we were talking about like protection.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, if someone comes to your face, they're going to be able to get in. But if you're facing arrows and stuff, you can easily just look down.
Yeah.
And it does make it very difficult.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good covering helmet, and it still gives you quite good vision, and you can breathe quite well and things like that.
Yeah.
Especially if you take the where's the I'm sure I'll be able to find it. If you can take the bever down a bit, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. It's even easier.
Right. Okay.
And then you can drink and then talk and easier. But yeah, it's difficult. Communication isn't quite the same with the helmet on, I have to admit. You hear things sound a bit different, and I mean, imagine if you're wearing an armet or an enclosed one, very different.
Well, that's where the musicians start to come into their own, isn't it? And
that'll make it even more confusing. I'm not sure.
Yeah. So tell us about the sword then.
So the sword is another piece I've had for ages. It's a reenactment one, so it's not a sharp.
Yeah.
It's a falchion, or sometimes they call these kind of things hangers, didn't they? But quite nice. I mean, it's not sharp. It's for reenacting, so it's a bit too heavy from how it should be.
Yeah.
But it certainly. The thing is, if you're going onto I don't tend to fight. I tend to just carry the banners and things. But if you are going onto a reenactment thing, you can't take any sharps on with you at all. So, for example, the bollock dagger is actually sharp. You wouldn't be able to take that onto a reenactment.
Right.
But it does the job for it's like a sort of standard infantry 15th century. Although to be fair, you had quite smart ones as well. There were some quite smart examples of falchions. But this is a bit of a hack and. Goes well with, I have got a buckler as well. A buckler is another classic that would be worn with this setup as well. But it doesn't offer the best protection. Like I said, I would normally wear the mail underneath this.
Yes.
So that would come down to here, and then my whole back would be covered with the mail shirt as well.
Yeah.
We looked at that in the other video we did.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's quite good for like evening, and it's all right. It's not that heavy though. You see people in full harness. I mean, yeah, they've got much better protection. This is very much the poorer man's protection, and
Yeah.
but it's better than just a helmet and a padded jack, which is what a lot of people wore. Or if you look at things like the Swiss pipe blocks and stuff, a lot of them wore nothing. Like they just wore their civilian clothes.
Yeah.
Nothing in terms of armour. They didn't wear nothing. They weren't naked, but you know.
Yeah.
Interestingly, medieval people call that being naked.
Right.
They often describe people as naked to mean no armour.
Right. Okay.
Well, in like military terms. I think
Yeah.
the Irish Stoker described as being naked.
But that's not.
I think it just
It's
meant
not
they
in a
weren't-
literal sense.
Yeah,
Yes.
I just think it meant they weren't wearing any like
Yeah.
body protection and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Excellent. Well,
Yeah.
thanks again, Al.
yeah. No worries,
Thanks
man.
very much.